So FBI Director Chris Wray was in Washington today, and he was asked if the FBI is investigating Donald Trump for his crimes on January 6th, whether or not Donald Trump is being criminally investigated for what happened on that day. And while Wray didn't directly answer the question, one prominent legal expert who used to be a big cheese at the FBI thinks the answer is yes.
So, we're hearing that. We've heard from him. He's got 500 pending cases. We did hear a very good question that he was asked, which is, are you going to be looking at those people in and around the president, former president, maybe even sitting members of Congress? Are you getting up to that major big level? And he would not respond because, and I'm trying to read the tea leaves here, he said, very, very carefully, we have 500 pending cases. I have judges who would be very upset with me if I talked about those pending cases. And so it's not appropriate for me to tell you whether or not we have such high-level cases. If I'm going to read the tea leaves on that, that sounds like the answer was yes, we are looking at anybody and anything that looks like high-level play.
And so that's Frank Figliuzzi. He was a former associate director at the FBI. He's a big-time lawyer. And what he's saying basically is that Wray was asked by members of Congress, are you investigating top dogs? Are you investigating number one people? And they say Mr. Number One at some point. I'll play you that clip too.
I'm talking about Mr. Big, number one. Have you gone after the people who incited the riot?
Well, I don't think it'd be appropriate for me to be discussing whether or not we are or aren't investigating specific individuals. I just don't think that's appropriate.
I'll accept that and understand that, but I would urge you to do it. He said, come to Washington on the day of the Electoral College, a month earlier, no other day. And he said, it will be big and it will be wild.
And so basically they're asking, are you investigating Donald Trump? And Wray doesn't answer yes, but he doesn't say no either. And this isn't pure speculation from Figliuzzi. Figliuzzi really isn't going out on a limb here. I think he's reasonable in saying that, look, if they weren't investigating Donald Trump, they might actually say it. They might actually come and say, we are not investigating Trump, because it would diffuse a lot of the political tension. If they wanted to make it known that they weren't investigating Trump, they would come out and say it, because to do so would make it a lot more palatable to Republicans to participate. But because Trump is at risk, and because Trump is the Republican Party, they can't have any level of support for this investigation, however valid. And so basically, this is where we're at. Big legal experts who have real experience within the FBI are saying that it's almost certainly the case that Donald Trump's direct role on January 6th is being investigated as a criminal matter. There aren't any charges yet. This isn't even like the New York District Attorney who have brought forward a grand jury against Trump, and those charges are likely much closer to coming. But Donald Trump has to be sweating, whether it's in Georgia, whether it's in New York, or whether it's federally. He is facing serious criminal charges. And if one alone hits him, it could send him to prison for life.